please. Thank you so much. And Tracy, are you ready?
Uno momento.
Let me know when you're ready. Yeah. Good to see everybody. We made it back here safely. Just a good thing. Something that we do not take for granted. Okay, Trace, let me know when you're ready. There.
Oh, I'm ready.
Oh, okay.
I showed you my pen.
Oh, I know what that was. Good evening, everybody, and thank you all
Good evening.
to be here with us. I'd like to begin like we always do with prayer. So to ask Miss Andela White, Sister White, would you lead us in prayer? Sister White?
Huh?
Would you lead us in prayer to begin the meeting?
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, dude.
Father God, in the name of Jesus, I come to you as humble as I know how. First of all, Lord, I want to say thank you for letting us have this day. Bless each and every one of us that's under the sound of my voice. Bless each home that is represented into this organization. And Father God, I thank you for letting each one of our members make it back home safely from their trip that they had from the convention. And Lord, please let us have a good meeting today and bless each and every one of us. In Jesus' name I do pray. Amen.
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 Thank you for that, Tracy. And I apologize, I neglected to tell you, including that prayer, but we'll do that in our closing prayer about Bill Lucy. Bill Lucy was injured at the convention and he is recovering, but we'll get into that. So let us start with the agenda. Those of you who received the agenda, I will entertain a motion to accept the agenda as presented. Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. The motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Aye.
Thank you so much. Next up on the agenda would be the Treasury report. Juan, are you ready or you want me to hold on?
I'm ready.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, accounts receivables, beginning balance, our beginning balance in Comerica Bank is $4,886.07. We had accounts receivables for uniform shirts of $310. I wasn't sure what the Region 7 fundraiser was, but we collected $331 for that through Cash App. We had $160 membership dues deposit, which came up to $801. Accounts payable, we paid $1,663 out for the t-shirt invoice. That gives us the ending balance of $4,024.07. In that is included the $234.04 of scholarship money, $740 for the Friend of the Court event, $381 for t-shirts, and $3,977 for room full of furniture. Our first Independence beginning balance is $6,728.48, and our ending balance is $6,728.48, which gives us a total of $10,752.55 in our account. The financial statement that I sent to Tracy, that she sent to you guys, was for April. It's the wrong one. I did not send May, but I just forwarded it to her, so you'll have it for Saturday's meeting. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Tracy. Are there any questions for Tracy? I'm sorry, for Tawana. Any questions for Tawana? Go ahead, please. Go ahead, please.
Just clarification for Tawana, that the fundraiser amount, that was a fundraiser that was done at the convention. It was the Double Good popcorn.
Okay, and that is for Region 7?
Yes.
Okay.
And Christy, with that, I'm going to bring it up in my report, but we need, we've spoken about this before, the three of us, that we need Region 7 to get their financial process together so we can transfer that money.
We're going to do that after the regional elections.
We can't do that before the regional elections?
He
You guys
wants to do it
understand?
because in case the officers change, we just do one transaction of changing of officers. So you can have that discussion with Frank.
I will. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Any other questions for Tawana?
Yeah, Tracy sent out an email with a list of that actually list t-shirts and different collections like that. And somehow there is a confusion about the money I sent in for Tawana and Cheryl. And so it was only supposed to have been one amount of 195. So I don't know where the second one comes back. I replied to Tracy's email, but I just wanted to bring that up so there's not a misunderstanding. So it's not 195 missing. That's all it was supposed to be, was $195.
I collected, I mean, I took it as 195 for the names that was under it. So it was
Right.
you.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I just want to make sure that was clear. That's all.
Thank you, Phil. Any other questions for Tawana? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept the report as presented.
So move.
Is there a second? Second by Tiffany
Tracy.
Bush.
Tiffany.
Good.
No, Tiffany Bush seconded.
Mhm.
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, we'll move forward. Thank you so much. I don't know, is Michelle, are you on the line, Michelle? Okay,
Nope.
we'll wait for her. She and I spoke earlier, and she doesn't come on, I'll bring it to what we discussed while corresponding. Next up would be I'm sorry? Next up would be the minutes. Tracy?
I did email them out last night. Any questions?
Are there any questions for Tracy on the minutes? Any corrections or additions? Chrissy?
I make a motion that we suspend the reading of the minutes, and if there's, since they were sent out to us, and if anyone has any questions, they can contact Tracy.
All right, are there any, thank you for that. Are there any corrections or additions? Hearing none, I will entertain a support for Chrissy's motion. Is there a second? The motion is seconded. All in favor?
Who seconded it?
I did.
Phil
Okay.
did. Thank you, Phil. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Those opposed, hearing none, move on. Thank you so much. Next up would be committee reports. Or is there anyone here that can make a committee report? I don't see any members of the committee.
Dave is there.
Dave is here?
Yeah.
Just
Dave
got on.
Claxton?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Good, good, good.
Dave, I'm actually do a report or two reports. The one that you're working with the committee with the smoking cessation, as well as you can give us a report on the convention retirees and give us an update on Bill Lucy. I hadn't had the opportunity to share with the folk about Bill's condition, but you can share that as well. Dave?
All right, I just talked to Bill last night. He's in a rehab now. And as a matter of fact, he said he'll call me this evening.
Excuse me, Dave. Excuse me, Dave, interrupting. Could you give them the incident? Some of them may not know the extent of what happened.
All right, yeah. Bill had a fall in his room. He was sitting down into a desk chair on wheels. The chair rolled back, pushed him back, and fell on him. He fractured his right hip. And they had to do surgery and put 2 screws in his hip. So he's out of the Los Angeles Community Hospital or County Hospital, and he's now in a rehab where he will be working with a therapist. As he said, Bill still has that sense of humor. He's telling me that the therapist will be teaching him how to walk. So, but he's in good spirits, as good as you could be, but he's just anxious to get back to DC. They said he'll have to be in there at least 2 weeks in the rehab. So that's
You say his spirits are good.
yeah, spirits are good. Matter of fact, I asked him how was the food. He said the food is good. if you don't know what good food is. So then listen to this. Then he said he was sitting looking out of his window and saw a guy sitting out there eating a Big Mac. And he said his mouth just started drizzling because he said that Big Mac looked so good.
He wasn't selling no weed, was he?
So that's him. He really still has a sense of humor. So
That's good.
Yeah.
And
Now,
I've been
on the
texting him as
men's-
well. So please let him know that we're praying for him.
shall do.
And we just love him so much.
Yeah.
So with that, Dave, you can continue to report. Thank you,
Sure.
sir, for that.
Now,
update.
with the men's committee, we had a men's committee meeting on Sunday afternoon there in Los Angeles. As you probably know, we don't have a chair for the men's committee yet after the president had Gabe White, or he released Gabe White, as it were. But we had a meeting, and I wish there was a young man there from the chapter, from our chapter. I cannot remember his name. He said he had just joined just prior to the pandemic. Frank knew who he was, but he said he's very interested in working with me and working with the men's committee, and I will certainly try to get his name and follow through on that.
Was it Gary Grant?
No. No, Gary Grant is our current chair. He's gonna be working with Dave with the men's committee.
Yeah, no, I don't, was Gary there?
Yes, Gary was there.
Light-skinned guy?
Yes,
Yeah, that's Gary.
yes.
Gary joined before the pandemic.
I
But
know.
anyway, continue with your report.
Well, that's what he, because I told him I had not seen him, so he told me that he joined and that he, going to be working with the men's committee. So I thought that was very good, but we had a very productive meeting, and hopefully very soon we will have a chair so that we can really start moving things along. So that's that part. Now, third, on the menthol, trying to get the menthol cigarettes out of the Black communities. There was a brother there from their headquarters office, from that group's headquarters office. As a matter of fact, I introduced him to Michael, and also Frank knew him also. So we had a chance to really meet. He's planning to come into Detroit. So when he comes into Detroit, he's going to give me a heads up. Hopefully we can get him to a meeting to really talk about this whole African-American health problem that we're having all around the country. And they're going to pay a special attention on Detroit. So we'll certainly, as they get more in tune with me, I will certainly keep everybody abreast to what's going on in that situation.
And Dave, you can give us an update on what happened at the convention with the retirees?
Oh, the retirees. Well, we had a very, very good session. We had probably about 98, 99 people in the meeting. It was a very, very good, informative type of meeting. One of the things that came up, they talked about next year having a panel with the under 40 and with the retirees. So we're going to look at putting together a panel so that the retirees can talk to the youth, and the youth then can bring us up to date as to things that they're doing, so that they can learn from us, and actually we can learn from them. So I did talk to the under 40 chair while we were there in Los Angeles, and he's very amenable to doing that. So that's going to be one of the things that we're going to attempt to do for next year. We had the ARA person from Washington that came and gave a lot of information as far as legislation on Social Security and on other things that's very germane to the retirees. So we're continuously working. We started at about noon and went to about 3 o'clock in the afternoon with a very, very full program. Unfortunately, Bill was supposed to have been one of our speakers, and he sent word, being Bill, that he was sorry that he was not going to be able to be there. I mean, that's the way he thinks. But all in all, I think we had a very productive meeting.
Great. Thank you. And I've assigned Bob Sisser to work with you, Dave, and we're going to pull together a meeting early next week, especially on some issues of healthcare and also that smoking cessation. I appreciate all the work you've done. Are there any questions for Dave? Any questions for Dave? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to accept this report as presented.
So
Support.
Support. Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none. Thank you, Dave. Thank you for your work. And again, let Bill know that we're thinking about him, constantly praying for him, and speedy recovery.
I certainly will.
Those of you who may or may not know, Bill took a train from the East Coast to the West Coast because his doctor didn't want him flying. So it was just, horrible situation. But we again wish our brother well. Next up is Michelle's not here. There was a correspondence from Tracy. I think you also received it regarding the event on Saturday. It's coming Saturday. They said they sent you an email. Okay, I'll cover it in my report. So I'll go into my report, everybody, about the convention. I'll start out with the convention. The convention, power of the past, force for the future. And reading from my notes, the convention was a huge success, but it had highs and lows. Two of the lows was the injury we just talked about to Mr. Lucy, and the hotel issues, including the hot water not working, and then adequate room accommodations for several members. We had one of our members whose room flooded twice. The hotel staff fumbled the ball on payment information, and several members had to wait and contact their local to confirm payments that were already confirmed. And the hotel management had a communication gap between their hospitality people and the front desk. So it was a mess. But eventually the problems were sorted out. On Monday, I worked for my committee with the polos. There was miscommunication and confusion, which was not resolved until Wednesday. And I won't go into detail with you at this meeting. On Tuesday, I attended the Carol Anderson leadership classes from noon to 7 p.m. They were a great class. My first class was labor and civil rights history, and my second class was action planning. I'm going to share what I learned with you all with the PowerPoint. It was excellent. It proved to be the best class for me of all the workshops I attended. Basically, it was a great class, confirmed what I knew, and I learned a lot of new stuff. So I really, really enjoyed it. Had a great classmates. On Wednesday, I attended the Executive Council Board meeting. Unfortunately, we had a delay of about 90 minutes due to the water not working. We made up for that lost time with some very spirited discussions. There wasn't an election for the second vice president spot as Laura Dickinson withdrew her name from contention. All the previous members of the council accepted their nominations. There were two new resolutions that came up during the meeting. Gun control and recognizing new generation organizing efforts. And I spoke on the organizing efforts and asked them to amend that to include the recognition of all the young people who have been doing such great work, including people like Chris. My committee made a presentation on the polo shirts. We presented the first one to our president, Terry Melvin. We were supposed to, of course, get Bill his as well. It was enthusiastically received by the committee. And they just went through all the things Mr. Lucy has gone through. Again, we are praying for his recovery, full healing. The trade apprenticeship fair encountered some difficulties. The young students were unable to attend. Dave just gave us an update on the retiree convention and the luncheon. There was a line dancing in the evening under 40 and first timers session and a welcome session by the hotel. On Thursday, the convention officially opened with President Melvin wearing an official CBTU uniform polo. President Joe Biden gave a greeting on video. The greetings were afforded by the California political leaders there and the local CBTU regional and chapter leadership. Fred Redmond, the Secretary Treasurer of the AFL National CIO, gave a rousing speech, and Phil put it on, broadcasted live as it was happening, but it's also on CBTU Plus. And I encourage all of you to look at some of these great speeches with Auntie Maxine and with Mr. Redmond. They were wonderful speeches. Terry gave a very impassionate speech, turned into a sermon on CBTU and dealing with justice, what we can do to make a difference in this country. The session continued with a racial justice town hall, the business of cannabis, creating an industry for everyone. Black folks are getting blocked out of this business all over the country. Like one of the comments we have a lot of Black folks locked up in prison for doing what these white folks are doing now, making millions of. They had a presentation on from the membership committee that came out of the Las Vegas summit. Basically, that was when they asked chapter presidents around the country for their best practices. And it is simply that we all are recruiters. Mental health awareness panel concluded that session, and later in that evening at a town hall, using power and people to protect our democracy with Brother Melvin Lee Sanders and some other people. Very, very good. And that was hosted, moderated by Congressman Will Conahan from California. We held our Detroit Hospitality Suite that night. We celebrated Sister Michelle Thomas's birthday. It was very well attended with our regional members and visitors from other chapters. Everyone complimented us on the event. I'd like to thank Phil Holyfield, Cassandra Shortridge, and the Canton chapter for their donations to support the event. It took a lot of pressure off me. Unfortunately, I became ill after the event. Some food I consumed did not agree with me. And then I found out later my blood pressure had spiked. And I was a physical wreck the rest of the time there. On Friday, we held our regional meeting. The emphasis on the need to become more involved with our chapters, our unions, and community. Everyone was encouraged to present a report on the convention to their local leadership and members, and regional elections are scheduled for September. The convention resumed with the credentials report. Congratulate our sister Chrissy for all the hard work she did. After that, we took there was some powerful presentations. We had an international screen. We talked about trade in Africa, which opened everybody's eyes. That took center stage, and I have the people's names, so I won't go into it, but there were some great people. But three of those people that presented from Africa, from Kenya and South Africa, I had a chance to meet with them and talk with them, and they're going to become part of our Paul presentation. We're going to do a video with them, as well as they're going to speak to our membership about trade in Africa. What was happening there is just phenomenal. For example, they talked about how they had come up with a unified conglomerate to deal with trade, but how America and Europeans wanted, instead of dealing with them as a conglomerate of all these different countries together, they wanted to pick them off one at a time. But one of the problems they talked about is how America subsidizes, but not Black farmers, but subsidizes these farmers so their products are cheaper than the people who grow those same products in Kenya. So when they bring in import food from America into their country, it's cheaper than what they can grow, and it's killing their economy. So they spoke about that, and even the Chinese, what the Chinese are doing in terms of setting them up and trying to take over. So it was very informative. There was another workshop the following day, and it was just packed with people because this knowledge is not widespread or known. And again, they will be joining us in the future, very near future, at one of our meetings, and also on the Paul program broadcast. Following the African trade panel, we were able to witness a historic panel with four young African-American men, three African-American men, and one Native Indian from Canada, who are Secretary Treasurer. It was purely the legacy of Bill Lucey, because with Bill Lucey, he was only one. Now we have these four dynamic men of color doing these jobs around the country, all these different units. It was a phenomenal panel. Again, go to your CBTU Plus and watch it, the information they share, the personal things they had to deal with as Black men of color dealing with the white power structure, the only way I can say it, and also doing their particular jobs. It was outstanding. Following that, it was the constitutional amendments. The regional structure came up where we have a new chapter in Denver. So they added them to that particular region. I believe it's Region 8. Yeah, Region 8. And also the Constitution was changed where we added the third vice president to the organization, as well as adding the word recording to secretary. Those were motioned and voted and accepted, those changes, the constitutional changes. There were 15 resolutions that were submitted. Oh, Frank, you have a question? Okay. There
No,
were
I have
15.
a just an update. There's also a chapter in Boston.
Oh, okay. Right. Yes.
We also included a chapter in Boston. They just sent us a note of welcome. Thank you for accepting them. We got that yesterday.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
I'll talk more about it. All right. Thanks.
And they've got a job ahead of them because Boston racism is flaring up like crazy. So we'll talk about that. Thank you, Frank. Again, these resolutions, there were 15 resolutions submitted prior to the convention. There weren't supposed to be any others. We tried to get a Detroit resolution and they told us no. Well, lo and behold, when we got there, there were 2 more resolutions that were submitted, but that's the way things go sometimes. They were brought up during an executive council meeting. One was on gun control. The other was on recognizing the organizing efforts of the folk. I made a friendly amendment to that. That was done by New York. The gun control resolution was done by Baltimore. And I made a friendly amendment to that they include the young people, mentioning of the young people who led the Amazon and Starbucks organizing efforts. And then they were both passed the following day, although there was some discussion because there was some confusion. We'll share with you at the executive council meeting, became very emotional about the gun control debate. Again, it was submitted by the Baltimore chapter. And what I didn't know was that they had an incident where a young police officer, Black police officer, was killed. And as they go into the discussion, there was someone who was a member of the council who said, I'm a cop and we need to have guns, yada, yada, yada. Well, this one man said, hey, guys, let me talk about this because that was my nephew. And the whole room just got quiet. It was his nephew that had been murdered. So it's a very, very emotional subject that we will maybe talk about at CBTU Detroit. I nominated Wayne Blanchard to be for the position of recording secretary. And all the other nominees were voted in by acclamation. For the large members, they just read all of the names. So that concluded Cassandra. So we didn't have to do an individual nomination for her. The Women's Luncheon has some major scheduling issues, which spilled over into the other workshops. Tina Turner Moffitt of California received the Addie Wyatt Award. Saturday, the theme was political action. P.D. Talley presented a civic engagement plan from the AFL-CIO, and several members of the Congressional Black Caucus spoke, including Congresswoman Karen Bass, who's also running for mayor of Los Angeles. But the lady that turned it out was Auntie, Councilwoman Maxine Waters, was amazing. Again, look at that video. She was on fire. She had the convention on their feet. Then there were workshops on voting rights, protecting our voice in education, excellent workshop, civic engagement, succession planning and its value in the movement, racial dignity and punishment, the profit of cannabis. Again, talking about those Black men in prison for doing what these white folks are getting paid big dollars for. Unpacking trade from the workers' perspective. Again, talking about international trade. The COVID-19 and the future of work and Black communities and climate crisis were canceled. Again, because of the spillover of the late tardiness of the tardiness. I audited every class. I will include photos of those who attended in my formal report. Unfortunately, I wish there had been more members in the class. On Sunday, church service was very, very inspiring. The choir featuring our own Tanya Ray was amazing. After service, we finished our business session with reports and votes. Some of my observations at the closing event, 3 chapters are recognized for being outstanding: New York, Canada, and St. Louis. Scholarship winners were announced, but the highlight for the convention was our President Emeritus Frank Woods being honored with the prestigious Bill Lucy Award. Let's give Frank a round of applause over here. That is an incredible honor. And we are just so happy for him. And it kind of negated some of the negative, and I'll just share this with you. For the second time, we've had a convention when they announced, they showed people's pictures up there. They had Frank's name up there, and they had Jimmy Sells' picture again. So we were really hot about that. So yeah, Tiffany, they did it again. But when Frank got the award, we were like, okay, look, we'll let y'all slide a little bit. But I still talked to some people about that. That was really ticked me off. I did not like that at all. For me, again, the networking and the conversations were great. Many people were impressed by our chapter. We will share, those of us who went, I'm going to ask you to share your books with people. We were able to get our chapter report in the book, and it will validate the work of our chapter. A lot of people were just amazed. The most common comment that I got was, y'all did all that? And several expressed a desire to join our chapter, even though they didn't live in Detroit. They were very impressed with us. One young lady did join, and I've given her her first assignment. It was enlightening, rewarding, again, to get that feedback on our chapter. So Detroit be very proud of all the work you have done and will be doing. And again, if you get a chance, folks that went to the convention, share that books with people. I tried to get some extra books, but I couldn't. So unfortunately, they wouldn't give them to me. Unfortunately, we had some of our members counteract the COVID virus. I sent out a note when I got in, when the first person that told me they had been affected contacted Frank, and Frank put it on WhatsApp. And then I sent a communication out to everyone asking them to please get do the in-home test as well as the PCR. And I did the same thing. I would do anything I wouldn't ask you to do. I did a home test. I was negative. I went and had a PCR done at Beaumont, which is really great. It didn't take any time, and it came back negative, thank God. But if you have not done a test at home, whether you went to the convention or not, it might be advisable. I would advise you to do so, because it is flaring up around the country and here in Detroit, Michigan area. So again, I know I talked to Frank, he's recovering. Tawana Tucker was affected by it, as well as some others, Denise Floyd. So keep them all in your prayers as they recover. Detroit chapter convention. Again, I'd like to thank and recognize the people from our chapter and region who volunteered to help out at the convention: Chrissy Bowles, Pam Powell, Tawana Tucker, Tanya, Vince, Wayne Cooper, and Shauna Lewis. Thank you all for volunteering and hanging in. I hope I didn't miss anyone. I also want to thank Shauna Lewis, Wayne Cooper, Monique, and the other sisters' name I don't know from the Canton chapter who helped us with the party. It would have never happened without them. I thank them so much. We went and did the shopping and all that, got all the food, and just wonderful people who helped out to make it a great day. And of course, we celebrated Michelle Thomas' birthday, which was really great. I asked everybody who attended to keep their commitment to do that report, fill it out, get it copies to Tracy, but also more importantly, get it to your membership, make a report. If you have your uniform, wear your uniform when you do that. Remember, you are the ambassadors for a new member to the organization. Our meeting location. We're moving our first, and this is Michelle would have talked to you about tonight. We are moving our first in-person meeting to August at the Vote Center. We have some discussions about it, and with the rise of COVID and what happened at the CAP convention, what happened in our convention. Some people are a little uneasy about it, even though they're buying need to break it tickets. But we're going to move our meeting from July to August, our outdoor meeting at the Vote Center. And again, we're going to have raffles, present the Arnold Miller Award. We have a special guest that'll be coming as well. Our next meeting, our July meeting, we will have Supreme Court Justice scheduled, Bernstein and the other sisters running, as well as some other folk. I'll keep you abreast of that. Our membership drive is continuing. Please, if you have recruited people, please tell them, please fill out the form electronically or on paper and get that to Tracy, as well as paying their dues. Now we're going to have a recruitment table at the Young Workers Conference. I will need volunteers to join me. I will be there, but I hope there'll be some folks that can help out. That is going to be on Friday, June 23rd, Saturday, June 24th, and Sunday, June 25th. We'll be at the Somerset Inn.
Not Sunday.
Not
no, I'm sorry,
I was getting ready to say that's not Thursday.
Thursday
Thursday.
evening, Friday. No,
Wednesday.
your table is only Friday and Saturday.
Thank you. So I need volunteers for that. And we'll be signing up people at the Young Workers Conference, same location as the Black Men's Union. So we hope we can get some folks to help out. Please call Sandor Duncan or myself if you can help us out with that. And we're only going to be there for a few hours, but I believe it's like, Tracy, we talked about like from 11 to 1 or something like that. We were doing cover the lunch times.
Yeah, 11 to 1, unless you want to stay for when they get out of class, but that won't be till 5:30.
Right. So we can get some volunteers, whatever amount of time you can donate us, an hour, 2 hours. We really appreciate it. And you can, because you're the face of CBTU. Detroit CBTU dues payment. This is not for you all, as I know all our executive board have paid their dues, but to our members, we're going to encourage them to make sure to please pay their dues, or we have to send money to the national as well. And some people are signed up as members but had not paid their dues, so we're going through that. As well as with our communication, everybody, we found out that we're having problems with Yahoo addresses, and we're working on that. And tell the folk who are signed up to please, please, please print clearly, because if they have a letter out of place or a dot in the wrong spot, they will not get email. We don't even know about it. I know Andela changed her email, and Bianca changed her email because they weren't getting it. So again, it's not because we're falling down the job, just that Yahoo is just giving Phil the blues. So just understand that if you're not getting emails or communications from us, let Tracy know, let Phil know, let me know, so we can find a way to get correcting that. So you can get
Mike,
yes,
Mike,
go ahead.
on that point, I wasn't getting mine either because I have Yahoo, but I went in my spam and I saw them in my spam.
Good point. So everybody that we'll share this with our general membership as well. If you're not receiving your emails from us, check your spam. Good point. Thank you, Tracy. And then we will also announce the winner of the membership drive in our August meeting. Please continue to recruit members. The national CBT uniforms, the polos were distributed that we received at the conventions. I told you we have some issues with that. I won't go into here with you all. You can contact Tony Richards about it. And Della, I had yours. I had planned on bringing it to you this weekend, but I get tied up, and I'm also trying to recuperate. But I will, and Pam Smith, I have yours, so I will contact both of you tomorrow. I delivered some of the other people who had theirs. And those you have your uniform, sorry, not uniform, your polos, how do you like them? Or you know you look cute at it, Trace. Don't even try it. You know,
I didn't try mine on you.
yeah, try it on. You know you're gonna look good.
Oh.
But we were able to get those to the folk. Soul Day. We are still doing Soul Day. Oscar is representing us. Keith and I have been talking. So that's going to be happening in July. As we get more details, we'll share those with you. Is Gary Grant online?
Nope.
Gary
Angela said he was in the plant.
Okay, I'll give his report. He and I met today with Region 1. We're moving full speed ahead with our men's health fair. We're really excited. Gary's the project manager on it. And the men's committee, Marcus Jones, Sandor Duncan, Reggie Mills, Bob Sister, Jerry Carson. We're really excited about it. I'm the co-chair of the event along with Willie Bell. And basically, everybody, what it is we're taking a template from the men's health fair that happens at Ford Field every year, but on a very smaller basis. We're going to be providing free blood tests, vaccinations, boosters, high blood pressure, all kind of health tests for people to come. Folk who just want a vaccine or booster, they'll go in one direction, they can do that. Folk who come and stay today for all the different testing, we'll have that. We're going to have presentations on prostate cancer, on racial disparity with healthcare, mental health. We'll have short presentations on that, as well as we'll make it a family day. The theme is man up for you and your family. And we're encouraging them to bring their families. We're gonna have a game truck so kids can play games. We're gonna have hot dog limited, we run out. Hot dogs, hamburgers, fruit, no pop, juice, and water. So it should be a very festive occasion. And Region 1 is working with us hand in hand. So we're really excited about that. We had an excellent meeting today.
Mike, do you have a date?
Yeah, I'm sorry. The date will be the last Saturday in August 27th, I believe. I'm sorry, Tracy.
Yeah, August 27th.
August 27th. It'll be at 9, and we're gonna need volunteers, right? Need all hands on deck. We're gonna start the event. Will start at 9. Testing will go until 2. The event will officially end at 3. and we'll have tents and everything. It's going to be really, really great. We're looking forward to that, and hopefully making this an annual event to help, with health in there. We're going to have voting registration going on at the same time as well. So we're looking forward to more details. We pulling it together and get more detail. I'm working on funding now. I've gotten some good offers, so hope it will be totally funded. And I'm working to make sure that whatever money is left, we can put into our treasury. It'll be similar to what we did with the CBT, with the COVID situation, that we'll have that money set aside for any type of community activities dealing with health. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I've got some great progress with CBTU. A new project we're working on is Anthony Thomas online. Anthony, you online?
No.
Nope.
Then I'll go ahead with it. Anthony Thomas called me, had a great idea, and it wasn't fleshed out, so he and I fleshed it out. So we've got a great new project we're coming up with everybody called Landscaping for Seniors. And what that again, Anthony came with the idea. We're pulling it together now. He'll be the project manager on this project. I'm meeting right now currently with several different men organizations to assist us, because we couldn't figure out a way of getting the lawns cut through the summer, without burning out our members and getting enough volunteers. So again, part of our mission is to work with other different organizations. So we're gonna get some men organizations and some churches to assist us with the project. The scope is to provide seniors and vacant lots in Detroit with landscaping at no cost. We'll alternate weeks with the different organizations to cover the summer. So say CBTU does the first week, the other was another organization the second week, and so on and so on. So we can cover the entire summer. We're talking like July to September. We're looking at funding for next year, proposing that when I talk to the people with money, that they fund this for next year. And next year we can hire teenagers for summer jobs. Again, CBTU in the hood doing good. We want to come up with a gun violence summit. The young lady I spoke to you about, who I gave this assignment to, she asked me, she wants to join Detroit, and I told her, hey, you're more than welcome to come. And she said that she has been a victim of gun violence. She's an innocent victim, and she was shot. She's still recovering, but she wanted to do something on the subject. I said, baby, we'll get back to Detroit. Let's work on it. Well, today in our conversation with Gary, myself, and the Region 1 team, they brought up the same thing. So what we want to come up with is a town hall summit on the subject of gun violence. We're not going to say it's good, bad, or indifferent. We want to have an honest conversation. So we're looking at bringing in law enforcement, bringing in legislatures and people in the community to talk about this issue in the town hall. And we know it's a sensitive subject because, again, I told you at the meeting we had with the executive council, it got to be a very emotional, heated meeting, but it's something that's needed. We want to do it at the beginning of September when the kids are going to go back to school. So we're beginning and working on that. If you would like to join us on that project, contact me, and we'll put you on that committee, because it's something that needs to be discussed and talked about in an honest way. We're not making judgments. Fundraising. Please share your ideas with Pam Powell, with Denise Floyd, or myself. We have some great events coming up. We're working on the details. We'll present it to you very, very soon. For example, we're working on a comedy show, and it's a possibility we'll have the Temptations there as well. We're working on that. A bowling event, because it's a great fundraiser, and something Frank and I talked about for a long time. Frank, we might be able to get it done yet. We want to do an old town 70s movie, and whatever that year we picked, 70s, 80s, and 90s, dress up dance, cabaret style. So we're looking at that. And then it's a possibility, Phil brought up, it's a possibility we may do the winter furniture raffle again. So we're looking at those. Also, with our trustees, I've been charging them to, tasking them to go back and check on our nonprofit status to make sure we stay up to date so we won't have that problem again. And I asked Tracy to get the information to me so I can get it to them as well. I finally caught up with the IRS guy again, where I had a phone call conversation with him since January. I've been calling this man since January. So I was able to talk to him last week. So we're good. Our 501(c)(3) status is good, but we got to stay on top of it. So the trustees will begin to exercise their fiduciary roles with that. So that'll be coming up. The scholarship on the threshold of excellence, I sent that to you guys in the email. There's still time for that. You see details. We have some typos on it, but we corrected that. It is on our social media. I believe if it's not on our website, it'll be on our website soon. But talk it up at our meeting coming up, and talk it up. This is for Detroit CBTU members, families, and you guys know you have to be in good standing in order to represent somebody. We're giving away 2 $500 scholarships. Next year we'll do even more, and we'll have a bigger running time to get with that. But let's see if we can take advantage of that. The applications again on Facebook, and if not already, will be on our website. And we just talked about the membership meeting. Just want to let you all know, if you would like to attend, it's free. I'm being honored this Saturday at 10 o'clock. It's going to be at a church, First Baptist Church of Detroit in Southfield. It'll be at 10 o'clock. It is free. I've been blessed to be honored with Tyson Knight, founder and president of Caught Up, Bishop Edgar Van, pastor of Second Ebenezer Baptist Church, Todd Bettison, the first assistant chief of Detroit Police Department, Damon Perry, the president of Martin Luther King High School, and Sherry Gay Dagnago, school board member. We're being honored by these organizations. And the keynote speaker is Reverend Dr. James C. Perkins. He was the 20th president of Progressive National Baptist Convention. So again, I'm honored to be included with this group of people. If you can make it, I'd love to see you there. Same day as our convention meeting, so you probably don't want to see me that much all day. So if you can make it, come on out on Saturday morning. But our regular meeting will be at 3 o'clock on Zoom. Also, again, I want us to plan a CBTU Detroit get together, just have some fun. Not talking about no money, nothing, but cigar bar, go to a ball game, or whatever you want to do. Our Paul broadcast, the upcoming political action. Tanya and I will be interviewing candidates for the 13th and district. And I said it publicly, and I said to you all, so I don't want to embarrass you. Sheree Chinadar will be getting some hard questions for me. Just want you to know that. And Chris Smalls will be coming on our program as well, along with the sisters and brothers from Africa to talk about the trade situation. Again, I just want to thank everybody for, volunteering. A lot of times people understand it's a CBTU and we ain't getting paid. And I just appreciate everybody, Tracy, and, hard work she does, and Tawana and all of the officers, going beyond the call of duty. The trustees are about to really get into a lot of paperwork to make sure that this organization goes stronger. The convention showed me that there are a lot of things that we can do better nationally and locally. The best part, and I'll let other folk who were there talk about it, was to network with other people, to hear what they're doing. I'm telling you, we're in the forefront of doing stuff, and we should be very, very proud. So that concludes my report. Are there any questions? Chrissy, I see your hand up.
Yes, in your acknowledgement of those that volunteered, we also have Vince Giles and LaTanya Burgess from Detroit.
I mentioned them. I mentioned both of them, but we'll say again, thank you, Vince. Thank you for the time. Thank you, Chris. I want to tell you guys behind the scenes stuff that went behind, but I won't even get into the negative stuff. Tiffany.
Yeah, can you let us know whose polo shirt you have?
Yes, I don't have yours. I don't have yours. Yours not, because guys, I tell you, I won't go into detail, but my committee was okay. We weren't able to do the things we had said we were going to do. We had sent out information, but there were people who did not follow those instructions. So I do have Andela's. I do have Pam Smith in my position. I deliver personally. Tawana's is at Bruce is at the local. Oh my God, I'm sorry, Tiff. I can't think of anybody who's at the local. But you can contact Tony. I gave Tony the shirts that I had. The second wave of shirts are being ordered. I think and Tracy, I delivered Tracy hers as well. The second batch is being ordered. Basically, everybody, what happened? People did not follow instructions. California ordered something like 30-something shirts. Those 30 shirts were supposed to go to our chapter in Canton. We would have been covered. And I went, man, I'll tell you, it was a trip dealing with these people about these polo shirts. So the second batch will be going in to be ordered. So we try to get the first batch done first. The new way we're going to do it, that if you want to order as a chapter, you must order at least a minimum of 6 in order for them to put the names on or not put the names on. It makes it easier. The biggest problem we had was ordering the women's shirts. If you are going to order a woman's shirt in the future, understand it's going to take a lot longer because of the manufacturer and supply chain issues. So we are recommending that you go ahead and order unisex. But if you want a woman's shirt and we don't have anything coming up, though, you definitely got to have that shirt like to wear it tomorrow. It'll take you a little longer than getting a unisex shirt. We found that out. Again, Laura didn't get hers, you know. So if you, again, ladies, consider that when you do your order. Any other questions? Chrissy? Chrissy?
I answered mine. Oh, let me.
Oh, your hand is still up.
Sorry.
No problem. Just want to make sure I got it.
Just a sidebar. Well, just a sidebar. My shirt came, and mine came through National. I didn't wear it because it had Chicago chapter.
Okay, yeah, we had nothing to do with that. That was all Deb Lee. So
No, y'all did that. You all didn't. Mine wasn't ordered to you all. Mine was ordered through staff, and
right.
mine had Chicago chapter, not Detroit. So that's why you didn't see me in my shirt.
Oh no, you fine, Chris. We got another order for you, but is it for you or somebody else?
It's somebody else I ordered separately.
So I tell you what, Chris. Let me see if I can get that corrected for you. Okay.
No, I'm gonna get mine done. Mine's is separate from you all totally.
No, I was going to try and correct your one. You got the wrong name on it.
Oh no, I'm gonna get it done.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I'm trying to make myself available. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Sister. Any other questions for the president report? Seeing none, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Okay. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept the president's report.
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
The motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. So, and again, I'm sorry, guys, a long report, but I wanted to give you, those of you who did not attend the convention. And also, I don't want to give you guys the wrong impression. We need to commend those folks because they worked their butts off to, any of you all been involved in something like this, you know, the difficulty, the behind the scenes. There was some negative things that happened. I could go into a lot of things that happened, but I won't because we're trying to be positive and move forward with that. So again, I thank you all for the support. Next up, I'd like to have Frank. Frank, you want to make a regional report?
Well, you covered
let's
pretty
know how
much.
you doing too, bro.
Well, I'm doing fine. Hopefully, I'll be done with my medicine this evening. Hopefully, I'll be back and running tomorrow after I get tested. But you covered pretty much everything about the convention. I did attend the leadership training, and that's where I actually met with the Africans when they had their presentation that night. And they made us aware that the United States have been doing business with Africa for one of the trade agreements has been doing it for 25 years. And the actual, the second agreement that they came into, that you alluded to, is actually the largest trade agreement that they have with any country in the world, with any continent. And that trade agreement, like you said, is they're trying to modify it. Trump, when he was in office, he decided he wanted to modify it from a collective country agreement. They didn't want to modify it to try to make it all single agreements, so they can knock each country off and probably whipsaw them into fighting against each other. But they're holding fast to that they're going to keep it a single agreement. And like Mike said, we learned a lot of information about African trade and how it affects us over here and what we can do as far as supporting their trade unions over there, which are very strong. They use tactics that we can learn from over here in the United States that they have actually offered to the United States, organizing the AFL-CIO, that they basically have rejected. But I think that they're organizing their people in Africa and all the different countries way faster and way better than we do here in America. So that was a good that format. In fact, I went to all 3 of the meetings that they had because I wanted to know about them, about that information. And he informed me that, yeah, he had spoken with you when I told him where I was from. And he's looking forward to, they're all actually looking forward to having more dialogue with us, because they want to make sure that Michigan is, especially because of Detroit, is one of their trade partners where they know they're dealing directly with a lot of Black folks, which is what their main focus is. As you said about the General Council meeting, there was one big glitch in that meeting that really affected the floor when we went to vote for the resolutions. Normally, we go through every resolution in the General Council, but some of the younger folks, I'm just gonna throw it on their lap, they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to read every resolution, so they actually voted not to read all the resolutions, which actually caused chaos on the floor when we went to actually talk about the resolutions, because they could decide it afterwards, and Mike could tell you, they combined a couple of resolutions, didn't tell us before they came to the floor. So we actually had no way to speak on them. So yeah, that chaos was solved.
That was a lot of chaos.
Actually, it was solved on the floor for real. The convention was in an uproar about it, but they got it straight. And all the speakers we had at the convention, I believe, were excellent. All the way from, of course, from Biden, all the way through to the panel with the 4 Secretary Treasurers. That was a good, powerful speech. Well, matter of fact, that was a good panel. And then one of the brothers gave a real passionate speech when he talked about, what was that they asked him about, sellout or something of that nature.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he really gave an impassioned speech about that. And that really brought the convention to its floor, to his feet. So yeah,
and the angry black man.
Angry black man, and that's what it was, angry black man, and yeah. So he really tore the roof off with that one, with that speech. And if you get a chance to look at, go to Phil's, go to the recordings that Phil made, you will see it. He really did an excellent job of knocking down that myth about Black men. And it's true that we are, if we raise our voice even a smidgen, we're considered yelling, or if we stand up when we're talking, they consider we are threatening.
Threat.
Yeah. Oh, are you? But yeah, it's really was a really good speech. All the workshops were good. I made sure that I went around to every workshop that we had to make sure we had members from Michigan in each one, and we did. I was happy to say that.
Not as many as we should have had, though.
Not as many as we should have, but we had them there. Well, you knew that was going to happen. But we have representation in each one. Although they froze you to death in each one of them, they still stayed and showed up, and hopefully they got information that they can impart to us as we go on through the rest of the year, actually at the next membership meeting. Yeah, so other than that, a lot of folks don't know I was getting around in the scooter because I had that rear end accident last year. And that was a challenge, even though I was on that scooter, because that place was a maze. Finding elevators to get around. Yeah. But overall, I believe it was a good first in-person convention. There has been a lot of discussion, like Mike and them said, about why the convention is not in Detroit. A lot of that discussion, a lot of folks, especially actually a lot of the folks in Ontario from Region 1, That's the chapter that wanted to come into Region 7. They're the ones who really got a bone to pick with National about not coming to Detroit, because they really want to come back to Detroit. And that's how you call it.
They were talking about it, Frank. Frank and I was talking to some of them. They remember everything. They were talking about the boat ride and all these stiff years.
Everything.
They still had a good time.
They want to come back bad. So, and we don't know why because that process should be taken to the board level where we have discussions, but it's not done that way. They convene, I guess, to pick whatever they want to do. In some instances it's good, some instances it's bad, but you should still bring it before the general council to vote on it. That has not been done. It's just presented. But overall, I was pleased with the convention, our participation. The hotel could have been, of course, better. We had the issues there. But everyone was good. And like I said, I want to thank everyone for the well wishes and the congratulations about the award. I was totally shocked. Had no clue. I was sitting in the back table because they asked me when I come into the dinner, and I was like, yeah, but I'm going to sit in the back so I can get out quick. They said, no, you got to stay for the whole thing. We're going to keep our eye on you. I said, yeah, okay. Matter of fact, they tried to take my key to my scooter so I wouldn't leave, but I was able to avoid that. But yeah, it was a total surprise. And I'm honored.
So Frank, you've been around for a long time, and some of the struggles you had. How did you feel when you received? Because that's a very prestigious award, everybody. The Bill Lucy Legacy Award. How did you feel?
As I said in my speech, I had deliberately brought a picture of me with me and Bill Lucy at my very first convention. So and I had it around my neck when I received that award. So to really receive that award was really, 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 it really hit me, because the things that discussions I've had with Bill, and the fact that we're at the tail end of honoring him, whether it was his school, it was just really, really impactful. And, hey, I didn't shed no tears then, but you better know later on that night, hey, I cried like a baby, because I'm tearing up now thinking about it. I really am. You're right, Mike. We talked with Bill and the different things we've been through and the different things that he's come to Detroit to assist us with. Mm-hmm. When we renamed Atwater Street Nelson Mandela Boulevard, he told us about the conversation they had when they were walking along the riverfront. And when he looked, he said he saw Canada. Mandela was just amazed that Detroit, he heard about it, but to actually see it, that Detroit was just right across the water, a stone's throw from Canada. He was really impressed with that. Similar to the fact where, remember, we talked about actually still trying to put a bench down on the waterfront. And with that honor, it would be really cool if we did that and had it was him and Bill Lucy's bench.
And Frank, a lot of people don't know the involvement we had with that.
I know.
And let's be honest, it wouldn't happen. We hadn't been there.
Oh, remember, we had to take over the program.
Right.
We
never talked about what we did, but we did it.
Right. We had to take over the program down to City Council. We had to actually move the ones that made the donation for the signs. We actually took a whole program. Mm-hmm. We were supposed to be partners with the City of Detroit. What was it? The Tuskegee Airmen from City of Detroit. We were in partnership with them when we actually got into it, and when they came to us with it, and we wound up the ones having to actually do the whole thing, and it was well received, and it was wonderful. Good. But that's a feather in our cap. That's really has international ramifications, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, we dedicated that around Juneteenth, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think it was dedicated that weekend.
I think it was June. I want to say June 11th. Because I think it was the day he was released from prison, I think. Somewhere around that, we used that as the as the date, but yeah.
Yeah.
We are so proud of you,
Juneteenth.
man. I can't tell you, because when they announced it, I was tearing up, because I know all the crap you done been dealing with for years with some of these folks, and how you fought no matter what, especially when they tried to take away our region and all those different things. So man, we just commend you, brother, as a man, as a freedom fighter, and as a CBTU member, man. We're so proud of you, bro.
Well, thank you, and I'm proud to be a member. And like I said, now my sons are members, so I got to get them acclimated to make them get out here and do the things they need to do. But I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate I just can't say it enough. I really appreciate it. I told y'all that night I couldn't have did anything without y'all. I could not have done anything without y'all support and love. So, hey, I'm happy today.
Well, we're glad you're getting better. Are there any questions for Frank? Any questions for Frank? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept Frank's report as presented. Is there a motion to present or to accept?
So move.
Mandela, is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Yeah, thank you. Angela, I apologize, Angela, did you have your hand up? I'm sorry. Angela Powell?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Your little hand thing was up, so I'm sorry. Okay. Pam Powell's hand is up. Hi, Pam.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I've been better, but I'm good.
Oh, baby, I hope you feel okay.
It's just been a hectic day.
Okay, baby, just breathe and relax. Enjoy the moments. Are there any old business? Hearing none. Any new business?
I will share that all those lives are on the regional 7 Facebook page, so you can see everything from conference, even the class I took, succession planning, is on there. So those lives, to go there. So you're more than welcome to go to the CBTU National, but we need to hype up our own pages, so you can go there and see just about the whole conference from previous lives.
Thank you, Frank. Phil, and also everybody, please, if you've not done so, go like our pages. We have 2 pages, and also sign up for our YouTube channel. We need that, and for new members and for older members, we need you all to do that. Do that today. Soon as we get offline. Any other new business? Oh, by the way, if any of your organizations, whether it's your union or your churches, are doing anything around Juneteenth, please send it to me as soon as possible, because we're going to be putting that out. I know Gary's Local has a Juneteenth event and some other Juneteenth events. We want to put those out as well. Also, Local 600 has those tickets for Cedar Point at a very, very reduced rate. That's available for anybody. So take advantage of that, as well as they're going to have a community family day at Comerica Park with the Tigers, and that's available to you as well. So once you make, and that information is on our Facebook, and hopefully be up soon, if not already, on our website.
I got a couple things, Mike.
Go ahead, man.
All right.
Somebody mute, please.
Somebody mute.
Somebody's background.
Who's it here? Oh, right there. Sandella.
All right. If y'all recall, we did some collaboration a few years back with a young lady named Shanithia Johns. She started out with the 3 phases of schools of a lady called Etiquette and Protocol, but she was training young kids in etiquette. We had her at the Vote Center for one time when she came in with her kids years ago, and she was telling them how to. You remember how long ago that was?
Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah, I remember.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
And she has since moved, and she had a program that she came up with. We was gonna give her some clothes before the pandemic hit. She asked me about getting some clothes together, and she has this organization called A Room for My Ladies housing program. She's been doing this for 20 years. And so if you, any women, I think we gave her some money one time for the program when she first started the housing program. It was a long time ago. But since then, she's been providing clothing and shelter for these women and mothers and things of that nature. And so she contacted me a month or so ago, where she wanted to honor me on behalf of CBTU for what we've done for their organization. And that would be on July 9th. I can send that information to Tracy so she can send it to the website. So that's July 9th. It's called a Royal Ball Extravaganza. And they have ticket prices, things of that nature on there for those that want to go. I'm not asking anybody to buy a table, but if you choose you want to go, you can donate to her organization and you can go that way. I have her send that out. The other thing is for the Juneteenth is also it's Father's Day weekend. You know, fathers always get lost in the shuffle. But it is Father's Day weekend. And as you all know, I've always got my head in politics. So I'm hosting a fundraiser here at my house for Monique Baker McCormick. It's gonna be from 3 to 5:30. The theme is called Sundresses and Cigars. So if anyone wants to come, just let me know. I send the flyer out so you will be able to come. You can say it's gonna be outside, and the theme is Sundresses and Cigars. Hopefully, I've already requested to have some cigars for sale for those that smoke cigars. And of course, we will have adult beverages and just some light food. So those that want to come by in between your Juneteenth events or after, because I see a lot of the Juneteenth events end at about 3 o'clock. That'd be a good way to just top off the evening or afternoon, just come by for this fundraiser. We are accepting donations for her campaign.
Frank, is that June 19th specifically?
It's on June 18th.
June 18th, okay.
Yeah,
Saturday.
That's Saturday. Yep. So that's Saturday. So if you want, I can send you the flyer. There's a flyer out. But I try to pack the joint, but we do want the folks to show up to support her.
I know I'm not parking in front of your house.
Don't, hey, you.
He doesn't park in front of his house.
I got kicked off Facebook for that. For saying anything about it.
And by the way, just to reiterate, we know we don't support candidates, CBTU officially, but we can support Frank on that fundraiser. Pam Powell just sent a note saying that the APRI Downriver are hosting a Juneteenth event at Local 600 on that day.
Yep.
I think I have that flyer, and I'll make sure that gets out to everybody.
Okay.
Any other new business? Thank you, Frank. Any other new business? Any announcement? Oh, go ahead, David. On the new business right now, you're muted, Dave. Dave, can't hear you.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, David.
I introduced you to Lewis Jones from Wayne State, and he has offered that facility down there for us to have a meeting and have a chance to tour the Walter Reuther museum there. I think that is something that we should really think about, because that's where all of our materials are archived there at Wayne State. So I just wanted to bring that back up to you.
Yeah, right. Let me share with everybody. Lewis Jones, everybody, works at Wayne State, a labor archivist, and he's going to be working with National. But he and I have been working together behind the scenes for a while. he's going to assist me with the book that I'm writing on the CBTU history that we're going to use as a fundraiser, as a coffee table book. What was brought up at our meeting, executive board meetings, about I forgot the brother's name, but he was speaking that the CBTU memorabilia and our role in history is being lost, et cetera, et cetera. And he did not know, so I wanted you all to share with you, and Lewis and I have been talking about it. Forrest Sheffield Jr. has kept his father's, has archived his father's CBTU memorabilia. That's already been categorized. Matter of fact, Bill and Dave, I think you were there too, Dave.
I went there, yes.
Yeah, he had a fundraiser for it when they did the grand opening.
Yeah.
Right.
So so that's in effect, that's there. So, you know, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand doing, so we're bringing them together. And Lewis is a good conduit for that. So we're looking forward to that. And like Dave said, he and I are talking about that now, trying to figure out when to do it again. Right now, everybody with the COVID anxiety, in a sense, I should say, or maybe it's not a good word, but we're looking at doing it, Dave, and we want to do it this year, Dave. So yeah,
Right.
we're looking at doing it. Thank you for reminding me. Thank you.
Very good.
One other thing.
Pam Powell's her hand up, Pam.
I
Go ahead,
was just
Pam.
going to say I did. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I was just going to say that I did speak with the young man while we were out of town. And I was talking to him, and we thought it might be nice for the group to do like a group tour. So I was going to see if anyone was interested. Maybe we could pick a weekend and we could all go down and actually see some of the things that have been archived so we could know more about our own history.
Yep, that's basically what Dave just said. So yeah, we're gonna work on that. Yeah, because I spoke with him. He pulled me to the side and he told me to start collecting a lot of the stuff that I had acquired. So I got to get with Chrissy. I know she got her notes, and Juanita and everybody else, about some of the things we did since when I was president. So we can do the archives on that, because what we didn't say is there's been a 10-year gap. A 10-year gap in CBTU sending anything to Wayne State.
I didn't want to mention that.
I had to, Dave. I had to. So we got to play catch up. There's been a 10-year gap, and the 10-year gap, I hate to say it, started when we got a new president. So we got a lot of catching up to do.
And let me add a caveat to the convention, tying into convention. Women were prominent throughout that, just like they're here in Detroit CBTU, throughout the convention. The sisters from South Africa were amazing, who talked about the trade, and of course, Auntie Maxine. But one thing you saw that the women of CBTU are making a difference. So went for our sisters, man. I tell you, I don't know where we would be. Any other announcements? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to just remember, everybody, if you can be at the meeting on Saturday. Oh, I'm sorry, Pam, you still have a question? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pam. Pam, see your hand up, Pam? Okay.
Never put it down.
Oh, okay. And Tony just joined us. Tony, we just, before we go, I just mentioned briefly about the Cedar Point and the baseball. Did you want to, the Tiger game, did you want to mention that or anything else you want to talk about?
Yes, I could. But can you hit that? Mute that for me. The television, would you mute it for me, please? All right. Yeah, so we do have Tiger tickets now. We do have them available at the front desk of the local, and they are for the date of, they are $30 a piece. They are for the date of July the 23rd. They are $30. We do have the shirts in now. So we just did come in Friday. So we do have the shirts to go with them. So it's $30. It's Family Tiger Day there. We have 600 tickets. They're going like crazy now. We had a lot of people who were buying them last week without the shirts, but they have came in and got the shirts. So we do have them at the front desk. Come on out and get them if you have an opportunity. The Cedar Point tickets. Cedar Point tickets we do have. They're at the front desk also. They are $41. Right now it costs you, I think it's $85 or either $89.95 to get into Cedar Point. You can't beat this price for $41. We don't have the 2-day tickets. We only have the 1-day tickets. and they are available now, cash only, and they're non-refundable. So if you come
That's for
on out,
anybody, right, Tony?
that's for anybody. So you can tell your church groups, we have church groups come out with bus loads. We have everybody coming out, and send your family, send your friends, whoever you want. We don't make anything off of it. We're nonprofit. We just get with all the other locals, make sure we get together, and we got them. We had 2,000 last year. We sold all 2,000, and they wouldn't give us any more. So we have 4,000 this year. So if anybody wants to come on out, from my understanding, I'm here in Cedar Point went cashless. So now you have to go and buy everything with a card once you get out there. But it's a great deal for anybody. Like I said, pass it on if you want. The other thing is I think that's the only two things I got, don't I, Mike?
No, you going to talk about the polo shirts. You can talk about that if you want to. I went through it, everything, but if you got anything you want to add.
Okay.
I told them to come pick them up. The people, I told them to come pick them up at the local.
Yeah, so once we get them in, I will be making a phone call. I have everybody's number that still have some pending, that's outstanding shirts. So once they come in, I'll make sure I give you a phone call and let you know they're in, so you can come on by the local. There's still a lot of people who have not ordered any, and I think now since we have them, and people will see us in them now, because they're great shirts. I can see that now. I wasn't able to make it. Had a few family issues, and I wasn't able to make it down there, but I seen pictures, and also I seen mine since I did have my order in, and there are some great shirts. So you know anybody else at CBTU member, give them my number and tell them to text me, and I can get that information, and we can get that bar rolling so they can get them one too. We don't want anybody left out. All right. So with that, that would complete my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Tony.
Tony, you got a flyer. Tony, you got a flyer for the Detroit Tigers?
Yes. So what I can do is I'll try to get it to you tonight. If not, Phil, I'll make sure you get them tomorrow. And
Okay.
I'll also send some to Tracy. I know Tracy always puts them out too, but I'll make sure you get them. Okay. That I'll send you that one and a Cedar Point flyer.
Okay.
Send you both.
Tony, can I ask Tony a
Yes.
question? In reference to the Cedar Point, is it a certain day or is just during the season?
It's only during this. It's during the season, but you can use any day.
Okay.
So any day during the season. And I know in the beginning of the season, I think they were closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I think they're open all the way in. But I don't think they're eligible, and we're double checking to see, but I don't think they're eligible for hollow weekends.
No,
Okay.
they're not.
They're not. Okay.
That's their big money.
Yeah. So we can use them any day. It's not during the down weeks like we used to have them, but you can use them any day during the week and the weekends.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I will entertain. Again, I ask everybody. I'm sorry, go ahead, dear. Go ahead, Adele.
What's his number to call him?
Oh, Tony, give me your number, please.
All right. My number is 313-605-1006. And
Okay,
as you
thank
know,
Repeat it, please, Tony. Can you repeat it one more time, Tony, please?
it's 313-605-1006. And as you know, I'm one of those guys who I don't like to be in meetings, be looking at phones and texting and stuff at phones when I'm in the middle of meetings. Because the other folks don't do it, and I know we ain't gonna do it. So I don't do it. I respect them and they respect us. So the best thing to do is text me. Usually you text me, I can get back with you. All right, but if you call, it might be a while before I can get to you, but texting is the best way to get it. All right.
Thank you, Tony.
All right.
Again, I ask all of you, if you can, please attend the meeting this Saturday, 3 o'clock. Also, if you can make it, again, I would love to see you at the award ceremony at 10 o'clock on Saturday. And I think there's a flyer out on our social media as well. So with that,
Michael, once
Yes.
good and welfare, please. Pam Powell let me know that Larry Page has been in the hospital. It wasn't doing well. So please lift Larry as well as Willie Pope in our prayers.
Thank you. And John Hall's in the hospital as well with COVID-related illness, and he's still having a little rough go. He's out. So as we end with our closing prayer, let's include all of them in that prayer. Our personal prayer and the public prayer will close the meeting with.
I'd like to add one more person.
Sure,
I don't know what his status is. I know that he's a brother that we all know. Preston Harris lost his mother.
Oh, yeah.
That would
Okay.
be.
Thank you for mentioning that, Tiff. Just so you all know, if anybody would like to donate, you can do so to my Cash App, but I sent flowers on behalf of CBTU to him and his family. Thank you, Tim. I totally forgot about that. Thank you. And also, everybody, keep Dana Harris in your prayers. He lost his grandmother while we were at the convention. We took up a collection to sign the card for him as well at the convention. Any other good in welfare? Hearing none, I will like to close with a prayer. I will entertain a motion to dismiss the meeting and end it with a prayer. Is there a motion? Well, let's do the prayer first. Dave Claxton, would you mind leading us in prayer, please?
Lord Jesus, we thank you right now for this another day. Lord, in your word, we were taught that you were a healer, and we believe in your healing power. Many names were mentioned this evening, Lord. We ask you right now to send your healing angels to touch and heal every one of those. Those are bereaved. Oh God, you said you'd be a comforter. Comfort them right now in the name of Jesus. Now, Lord, as we leave, we ask you, oh God, that you'll stay by each one of us as we leave this meeting, oh God, that we shall not forget from whence we have come. We thank you right now for all things in Jesus' name. Amen and amen.
Amen.
And
I'll entertain a
Amen.
motion to dismiss.
Amen.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion
Come
to
on.
adjourn.
Vote with your button. Everybody have a great evening.
All right
Go
now.
Warrior, go Golden State.
good night.
Amen.
Be safe,
Amen.
everybody. Please
Nah,
be safe. Vince, I'm gonna give you a call.
okay. Call me real quick. Call me right now, please.
Call you
Before I
right
get
now.
out.